Everybody, start again. Let me start again. Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Olive Samuels, and in case you're just joining in, this is Let's Talk with Olive. And on this channel, we talk about topics that help us as present day youths to remain focused, to remain burning, to remain yielded, and to remain excellent, even in these times with everything going on. So, if you're new here, you're welcome. Don't forget to like, to share, to subscribe, and comment on the comment section below. Thank you. Wow, today, after all the plenty things that have been going on, I have someone on the channel that is going to be sharing something so interesting with us. So I'm going to introduce her real soon, or I'll let her introduce herself because I don't even have a portfolio. That's how large the portfolio is. So she did it herself. I'll just say a few words because I know that she's not going to say some things. So first of all, before we go into the topic, can you just give us like a brief about yourself, introduce yourself, say a few things about you? Yeah, let's just start that way.
Okay. Hi everyone. Good
Hi.
day. Fun fact, this would be like my first, okay, not the first, like second video, like live video.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
camera shy.
Me too. I'm trying. Oh my god.
So, so it was really weird to know that I'm not the only person who's shy. When I saw only fidgety and all, I'm like, okay, great, you have like a partner. Well, my name is Timi Dembe Kwebemo, and I always don't know what to say when I'm asked to introduce myself. But yes, I'm a people enthusiast. I love people. I love to work with people. I'm a youth corper, currently serving. So you see ginger, garlic, and hype. I only was wondering what that was. That's my perception of what this city is. It's just it's a word to coin what my experiences have been so far, my NYC journey, right? So I'd like to say that I just sort of have a way of finding. I like to tell stories. I'm a storyteller. Um, and so I like to find a way to interpret every situation that comes around. And I just like to find the beauty in everything and the humor in it as well. So, yes, thank you very much.
That's all. Are you sure?
That's
I
all.
mean, she said the many parts. Hmm.
Oh, what? I'm not aware of any part.
You did not tell us your mommy geoship.
There's no more. I don't know of any mommy geoship. I have no idea what
Okay,
really be said.
okay. Where my feka is? Feka, Edo,
Because
Zotu.
I don't know what that means. I mean, let's not do
Where
that.
I see you people? People are going to see this video. Come and see Pastor David. Pastor David. So the topic for today. I feel low key we've spoken about this somehow. I can't remember, but I think there was one period. I'm not sure what year now, where we're talking about how Christians, especially those that have businesses, are amongst how do I put it now? Their own Christians, their own businesses, and then doing poor works or doing things that are not up to standard or being um everything not excellent basically, and then doing that, but because you are all in the body of God, you're all Christians. Nobody is like bold enough to speak out. For instance, what I ordered versus what I got. And the what I got is like really, really bad. You cannot even compare it to the what I ordered. And then when you can't really talk because the person is supposed to tolerate it or understand you or support your business. But how do they support your business when you're not giving out excellence and you want it to like be continuous? So we know that there are some persons that will speak on the spot, like if they don't like what they got, they'll just tell you that they don't like it. But it's rare to find that as in now my guy do it's really hard. It's easier if it's someone you saw online, you can rant and give all your reviews. But if it's somebody that you know for a long time, for posterity's sake or to keep the bond, most times you just stomach in your complaints, you just keep it low key and all of that. So I think we spoke on this briefly once, and then it's been on my mind for a long time because I'm big on excellence, and I feel that the spirit of God in us is an excellent spirit. So if we're giving him anything less than what he has asked us to do, or what he has given us to do, what he has put in us to do, then it should be like a shame. So now we're going to be like touching on this touchy topic. I'm going to be talking about it as in raw and clear. So first question for you is, have you I feel like we're going too far already. Have you experienced, you don't have to mention names or anything, but have you experienced maybe what I'm talking about, saying poor service, poor everything, poor products, poor everything from a fellow believer, that's especially one that you're really close to or is in your circle? And like, when if you experienced it, what was your response like, and what happened after? Let's start softly, so that it's not like I'm just imagining stories. Let's hear life story if it happened. You're muted. Oh. Sorry.
I'm sorry. So when you first told me about it, yeah, I was thinking in my head, do I have a story? What story should I tell? Up until this evening, I was sorry, it's evening for me. I was thinking, right? But now that you were just talking, something just came to my head, and I just remembered one that happened to me. So my friend was getting married, and I was on a train, and I needed someone to make my dresses. That's the
Oh,
word. And I was asking for somebody that could, and I was recommended to her because apparently I think she had made some people's dresses and it looked good. So I was like, oh, okay, let's
yeah.
try. I went to a shop, told her, okay, I want to make a dress. I even went as far as telling her that I had phobia for um
New
fashion
person.
designers because they never seem to guess my body right. And she was like, don't worry, I had so much faith in her. And I'm like, okay, no problem. Since you are sounding like somebody that's coming correct, let's do this. I showed her the style that I wanted to make, and I was like, oh, okay, we'll make adjustments because one part of it was really exposing, and I wasn't going to wear something that was going to
Yeah.
expose my body. Before I even had said what I wanted, she had gone with, oh, I'm a Christian, I don't make clothes that expose people's bodies and whatnot. And I didn't have a problem with that because I wasn't even going to, you know, wear something like that as well. Then I I think I made payment almost immediately and she told me to come get the clothes on the Tuesday of the wedding. The traditional wedding was on Thursday, the white wedding was on Saturday. So she said, come on Tuesday. So I got there on Tuesday and my dress wasn't ready. Apparently, she was supposed to like make a bead. No, let me give a backstory to why I was really pinned. So the star I chose, the fringes on the hand, rather than use the material, I opted for beads. So it was going to have like bead flare. And to save our time, and stress, I went to the market, I bought the bead myself. I fixed it myself. So I just took it to her, and all she had to do was to just, sew it to the dress. Only for me to get there on Tuesday, and none of that had been done.
Good, I think.
The dress I needed to use on Thursday, she was just making it, like she was just cutting it. I was really, really unhappy. And then I fitted it, it wasn't coming out well. And she was like, okay, come tomorrow. Mind you, she said, come tomorrow. They will both be ready. So I go there on Wednesday after the court wedding. I head back. And I mean, the distance is like really far apart.
More.
I head back, and it felt like I had to. Immediately I came in, that's when she said adding the finishing touches to the dress I was to use the next day. So I had to sit
Nigerian Tailors.
till she was done, and then wait. And then at that point, I was, first of all, the style I chose, it wasn't.
I mean,
I wish
remake.
I could like say, I don't have, my phone has gone bad, so I lost like my pictures, and I would have shared it with you. I would have shared what I wanted and what she gave me. So that passed. But what would I do? It's my friend's wedding. I cannot miss a wedding for anything, right? And so I wore it, and she was like, "Okay, the dress for." She actually asked me to come for the dress for the white wedding. That's the one I was using on Saturday. On Thursday, I was like, "Oh no, I can't come back
When
tomorrow.
you are
Tomorrow is
busy
the
with your wedding.
and all of that." And I said, "Okay, I'll just come and get it on Friday." So the plan was get it, go there in the morning, get the dress. I had to go and pick a bouquet and then head to the venue of the bridal shower, so we could just, put things in order and whatnot. And so I leave the house very early because I was at my friend's place. I leave the house very early on Friday. I head down to the shop, and my Saturday dress was not ready. I'm not even
On
trying
a
to make
Friday.
this up. On a Friday, it wasn't ready. She was like,
Ever.
"Oh, don't worry, this won't be ready." I was so irritated that I had to just step out. Luckily, the next shop was like people from school. And so I just had to stay there. I stayed there for well over 2 hours waiting on the dress. And by the time I eventually wore the dress, it was just entirely off. It wasn't what I wanted. I didn't know whether to cry. My friend's wedding was on Saturday. What was I going to do? And took
And
my
it's so
dress.
painful. After I've like imagined how this thing will come out.
And
You
that's
have
the
spent
thing.
money
Like, I was
on a big
ready.
day. It's not just oh Jesus, my gosh.
So I took the dress and I moved on. And she was like, send me pictures. So, like,
Of what? Of what?
the audacity for me.
Has this
She was all like, the funny thing. When we were pricing for the dress, when she told me she first said an amount, and I was like, "Oh, is this what you're willing to go for?" And then she now said, "Oh, this is how much I can go for. This is the most I can go for." And I'm like, "Okay, that's fine." I remember her making a statement like, if it's all those Instagrams, fashion designers now, you people give them money. I'm offering you value for so less. I'm like, I didn't have a problem with how much you were charging me. I mean, I just wanted to know, is this it? I paid you upfront. I trusted that you give me a great job.
so
Let me
you're
tell you
comparing
how
yourself
terrible
with
that was.
Instagram designers. But ordinary,
And
ordinary.
the thing is, I'm not even trying to brag. I'm not trying to brag. We cannot even do that. Oh, it's not the tailor's fault. It's your body's fault. The clothes that you give us is not. It does. I mean, can you not? There are some clothes you see on some what I ordered versus what I got, and you're like, okay, did you never look at yourself first before you choose?
Exactly.
I chose
Oh
a
yes,
style
yes.
that fits my body.
So
So
now
you
if
will not
it's
have to
if it's
tell
the
me.
body. Oh God.
My friend
Oh,
said something.
it was fake.
I don't when I wore the dress the night before, she said, "Is your dress now in your hotel room?" And I put it on. She just burst out laughing and she was like, "Let me just tell you the truth. It's your body that is making this clothes fine." And it's not necessarily
It's
the style.
true.
As a matter
Just
of
imagine that it was somebody like me that was me that was straight. Hey, God, I beg.
I had to like it was so annoying. The way the dress was supposed to be like this, sort of like, but I had to make it off shoulder to give it like a fine fit. No, no, no.
It's because it's
And
your pastor said. So if you imagine, just if it's somebody like me,
that was the last. I didn't reply her
some of us
messages.
are like we put everything in. So when we don't get
I
what we
don't
want,
I don't
we have scattered our world. Like you're even creative. You have to do it.
know quite
Me, I will
frankly,
lost.
actually, it happens to me a lot. Like, and especially when I usually picture how I want it to appear.
Exactly.
This is what I pictured in my head. So when you do something slightly different, it alters everything. And now I have to start working my emotions again. So
Oh, you
fit
try
into
you.
this.
And it's because it was like very important that you had to be there. If it's me, oh
But
God, I already know
I
myself.
don't want to dress
Ah,
again. No, I mean
no.
since that time, that was the first time and the last time I wore the dress.
That's,
It's in my bag. I'm
oh
serious.
no,
Because it's not cool,
at all.
And then when you now do the whole thing of, oh, I'm a Christian, I don't do this, because it
The
just really
annoying thing is people
upset
that are not
me.
even the in quotes Christians. If they gave you they'll give. It's like unbelievers sometimes do better in certain areas than we that are supposed to be Christians, that are supposed to be children of God. And that's my annoyance. We hide under spiritual, supernatural advantage. This that we don't put in the work, we don't do our own part. We just expect that the Holy Spirit to just come and do. In fact, the worst is when you now go ahead and go and name your business one spirit cocoa name like this. God's time is the best, or Amarachi, or
Ah,
something very deep names. Some people put Shaddai, but their acts, their what they do does not near what El Shaddai does. Like, see, it's just so annoying. This particular topic here it always gets me worked up because just like you, for some of us that used to be like in quote perfectionist, we'll plan ahead.
yeah.
Like I don't think there's anything I want to do, say, weird. I don't think of things that I'm very skeptical about is making clothes or getting clothes or making a new
Oof.
hairstyle for the first time. I can spend months browsing that picture, imagining it every night as I'm sleeping. Then you now wake up and you now realize that. And it's not that you're not even paying enough money or that you're not, I don't even know. Like you said now, that's most times that what you order versus what you got. You know that sometimes even the customers that are even the problem sometimes they are ordering for figure 8, meanwhile they are figure 11. Then you now see it and you shall say what you order versus what you got. But your own case now, the thing that you're ordering for is available. Like it's there. So sister. And the annoying thing is she started the whole thing talking about how she's a Christian. So if you're a Christian, I don't know. We keep and the funny thing is these people that if you see them quoting um scriptures like Daniel had an excellent spirit, he was 10 times better than his teacher. They will carry anointing oil and their business name and business card and go to church and be shouting, God should give them clients. When God gives you clients and you cannot sustain them with excellent spirits, like many people don't realize that if Daniel did not have that attitude, if Joseph did not have that attitude
Yeah.
of service, of quality, of giving their all to those things, and like aside the other miraculous hand of God upon them, like they'll never be recognized. Not if they have taken them to the palace front, like to the president.
Yeah, yeah.
If Esther was not dutiful, if she did not have um, a heart of service, even if the Spirit of God had favored her, going before the king, like not you that have taken her to before the king because I mean, the only thing that, how do I put this thing now? It's in my head. The thing that gave her standing in the presence of the king was her past record. The fact that she's, yes, let me not say the only thing, because okay, the favor of God was there. But I
Yeah, of
mean,
course.
who will God put the favor on if we did not play our own part, if we did not play our own role, if Daniel was not available, if Daniel had not decided to set himself apart, and he had not been given, like his heart was not chasing after doing
Yeah.
everything the way God would have done it. I mean, people think that, like I was saying in my last video, we have learned to separate our lives. That's the problem. So we have church life, we have work life, business life, or whatever. So in church, these same people that are giving, doing anyhow, most times they are the ones that cause problem in the church self. So low key, they are the ones that will not, they are giving their leaders issues, or they are not doing what they are supposed to do, yet they feel like we're all serving God, we're all doing this. I mean, there's a place for, talking about the separation of their life, like separating their lives. They feel like there's a part of being spiritual. They attend service like 6 times a week, and then when it now comes to work, they now start giving it their, like, the worst of the worst attitudes.
Mm-hmm.
These same
Mm-hmm.
people will act different if it's to, like, if they are to do this to authority, say a king or the president or government or governor wants to, like, order for something. Now if that girl was to
Actually,
give it to somebody that was like top, I'm sure her attitude to the thing itself will not even be, she would have started planning the clothes like some days ago. But what they don't see is that, because this thing has become a part of you, it's not a culture. One day you still flop, and nothing will not take you to the presence of the king if you cannot. The Bible says, seeth a man diligent, um
yeah, that scripture came to mind.
he will stand before king
It came
among
to mind.
men. Because wow. And for instance, we keep comparing ourselves to these Bible characters and all of them, and wondering why our businesses are not going far. It's our attitude, it's our service.
Actually,
So poor.
like, because I mean, first of all, if you had, and I even called to say I was coming. If you had said, "Oh, please, this isn't ready," but you kept saying, "Come," then I get there,
It's
it's not
boldness
ready.
and
I have to
audacity.
wait. I mean, I was really, really angry on Friday because I was like, so if I had come on Thursday, it would not have been ready. Because you wanted me to come on Thursday, and I was like, oh, I can't come because of what I had to do. I was going to come the next day. So I just expected that when I come, I'll pick up what I need to pick up, or I'll try to fix it. If there's adjustment to be made,
Yeah.
you do what you have to do, and I'll leave. Right? But you didn't do that. Like, nothing about that dress was good. I'm not even so. And sometimes I know you made mention of the fact that, oh, if it was a top person, you would not do that. But I don't even think that. I feel like, first of all, okay, maybe they might do stuff like that, right? But it tells on the kind of person you are. It shows me that you are not somebody with integrity. I cannot trust you.
Mm.
And again, you really don't know who's going to recommend you
Mm-hmm.
to your next big thing.
That's what,
Personally,
I
when
don't know
you
why they
like say this
see
to
that they
me
don't
that
care.
is below
That,
par, right? I would never, I don't know if it's a terrible thing, but trust me, I will never recommend you to
ah,
anybody.
it's not a terrible thing. Oh.
Never.
It's even love and
Your
care.
dress is not, my dress is not fine. I mean, because of, I'm like, oh, your dress is so good. I'm like, see, let me, that day, I'll bring, this is what I wanted. This is not what I got. Don't even bother. I'm not going to give you this person's number. So
Honestly,
when you are there saying, oh, don't, I mean, and you never can tell how many people
will
would
come
have
because of good service.
made something from you. So it's just, I think it's also a mindset thing that whether you're serving a top official or a regular person, just do your job. And
Yes.
there's this thing about honoring people. if you really want to give service based off of perceived importance, then
Mm-hmm.
it shows that you're not a honorable person. Because we have this idea that, oh, I'm going to honor you because you are above me. I'm going to honor you because you are on some sort of pedestal. But that's not what honor really is.
Very
You're
true.
supposed to honor people because you are honorable. It ought to be like a reflection of you. So if you don't give excellent services, it just goes to show that you're not an excellent person. You don't
Very
place
true.
priority on these things. So it
Very
should not even be heard of a business owner talk more a Christian
Christian.
who goes to say, I'm not, if it's this person, I'm going to do so great. But because it's this other person, it's just really sad.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
because
remember.
first of all, people don't trust you. I'm not going to
Very
trust
true.
you because I mean, if you give me your word, I expect that the least you can do is to say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't deliver. This came up. I couldn't meet up at this
That even shows
particular
that
time."
you have honor for the person. You have sense. You have I don't know of their businesses or their stuff. I have to go through it first, or I have to have used it first before I can
Quite
post it and
frankly,
recommend you. I will not say because, and I keep telling people like my friends that because you sent it to me does not mean that I'll now go and start posting and
yeah,
hyping you. If I've not gone through it and I cannot attest to it, because it's also my reputation on the line.
actually,
If you now mess up now, they will not be like, oh, see the people
only
you're
recommended.
dealing with.
Absolutely,
I think that this thing is something that Christians need to put in perspective, especially business owners. Um, most times, this integrity part, things are supposed to follow due process. God created
yeah.
systems and authorities so that everything will be in order. You cannot be claiming grace of God or favor of God or mercy of God and your work ethics, your service are so poor. Like how is God going to recommend you to the important persons when he knows they are going to embarrass him with the little one that he has given to you?
Yeah.
Just I don't know, Sha, but I feel like we need to wake up on it, and especially youths, because it's more on us now. You cannot listen to powerful messages, worship sessions. Some people are so grounded and deep, and yet
Mhm.
Monday to or not even talk. Okay, let's leave those in having businesses. Even at work, some of us our work ethics are like horrible. The way we respond to customers and clients. Granted, you are tired, you're exhausted, but there's also like I don't know how to explain it. Sha. There's a way a Christian is supposed to act.
No, as a Christian, part of you being an excellent service provider is knowing how to set clear cut boundaries. So you're like, oh, we don't tolerate bad behavior here,
Mhm.
right? I'm not going to get down to your level, but I'm also going to put you in your
In your
place and
place.
say, when you're ready to have a conversation, we're going to talk. But I mean, I remember someone was I had like an episode at work where I had to do something and she just went all off for me. And when I saw the message, I had to
You're
show
not
my colleague.
able
I was
to
like, wait,
respond
so
because you're
there's nothing that I'm overreacting. And he was like, how did we go from here to here so quickly?
Christian. 0
I'm
to
like,
100.
if I respond with the same frequency, it's not going to be nice. And then after like an hour or two, I went back and I told her, I'm like, this was very rude. You don't talk to your customers like
Mm-hmm.
this.
Mm-hmm.
At the very least, if you're not clear on something, ask me. I'm the one that's asking you a question. I'm the one
Exactly.
that's telling you, oh, why is this happening? You should be polite. I'm not being rude to you. I'm like, and I remember when I was like, I don't tolerate this kind of behavior. If this is what you want to do, I'm not going to have this conversation with you anymore. When you're ready to have a civil conversation, we're going to have that. I feel like that's one skill that business owners and probably like generally we need to learn because human beings
Honestly,
can be funny.
honestly, we
No,
need
I'm serious.
to.
So part of being excellent, as much as you want, you also need to learn how to preserve yourself and you know
Balance
We
it.
don't tolerate that here. We
Mhm.
don't. I'm going to give you excellent service, but I'm also not going to tolerate your
Yeah.
misdemeanor, right? So it's a culture basically that we need to imbibe, and it's something that has to be deliberate. You have to be deliberate about it
Mhm.
because excellence attracts people. Would refer you. So, oh,
Exactly.
I mean, I last year I was coming to Port Harcourt from Lagos, and I was looking for a transport company I was going to use. I don't know. I checked GIGM. I already had like bad experiences with them, and I was like, I cancelled them. And then I was checking, and I saw another transport company, GU. I saw that they usually go to Port Harcourt. What even attracted me? Oh, there was a discount for booking online, and I booked. I eventually got to their park, and when I got there, I we got in the vehicle. See, I can't even. This is not a paid advert, but I am officially
Sponsor.
I am officially an unofficial brand ambassador for them. The vehicle was spacious. Every seat had a car charger, so you could charge your phone in the
Yeah.
vehicle. It was really excellent.
Like a lot has been said, and I don't know. I hope that people don't just see this and think that we're trying to attack Christians. Yes, given that they are Christians, that they are business Christian businesses or Christian
But
persons who have great, excellent spirit and services and all.
yeah, and I have to give it to
Yeah,
them.
the last example you just gave now, I think that was owned by a Christian company, and they try. So there are people like that that actually have good business ethics and all of that. But for the not few, because they are more than few, for the many
Yeah.
that still have poor, and it starts with your head. Sometimes you don't even have to start or own a business or work or anything yet. As you're still looking
Mm-hmm.
for a job, evaluate yourself sometimes and ask yourself some deep questions. As you are like this now, if you really, really check, most times if you check why you don't have a job, eh, sometimes it's the kind of person you are that is making everybody turn you down. It's not any Benin person or village people or anything.
Why do you have
Sometimes
to say Benin? No, why did you have to call Benin? Why? What's that
they're
attack?
the first people that came to my head. That's
Wow.
sorry, even me
No
self,
Benin
I'm
slander will be tolerated.
but it doesn't have to be any spiritual side of it. Sometimes even your character
Yeah.
is poor. Sometimes your attitude is poor. Sometimes you are not even giving up to standard, like basic standards.
Mm-hmm.
Like how neat are your documents? How arranged are your documents? How how presentable is your documents? Sometimes even the languages we use or the arrangements, if you're not sure about it, you can look for people that are good in these areas, ask them to edit it for you. Sometimes even the
Yeah.
presentation is what puts people off. I have a very strong or hard time dealing with. That's part of why most times we like doing one man or pool, but we know it's not possible because I want to say um if you want something to go really well, do it yourself because you
Yeah.
are expecting a job. Working with people that have no regard for excellence at all can be so horrible, or just feel like anything goes. You just want to be earning salary. What value are you adding to that firm? What value are you adding to those people? Like, if you
Yeah.
want, and then you keep wondering why you're stagnant, why they're not promoting, they're promoting everybody else. You might have a good attitude, though, but you might not be bringing enough value to them and all of that.
True.
Joseph added value to Egypt. That's why he was promoted. Daniel added
Yeah.
value. That's why he was promoted. What are you giving to your company? What are you giving to those around you in the business that you're doing? Can they beat their chest and say if they leave friendship aside, if they just did not know you from anywhere before, they will still recommend you? Like stuff
True.
like that.
Yeah.
So I think these are questions we need to ask ourselves, and then it can be what will leap you to your next move. That's actually what I was talking about, being like adding the natural and then the supernatural. So if you already have this great
True.
ethics and you're already having this spirit of excellence, when it will not be too hard for mercy and favor and grace to find you. Like
Exactly.
it's just like you're already on a journey. They just give you tire or put a tire under your leg to make the road smoother. So, but if you're just standing there with your dirty character, I'll be trying to I'll be trying to be polite on this call, but if you're not working and you're not doing what you're supposed to do, and you're covering it with God
I
is
get that. I get
names,
that.
it will not change
Alright.
anything. You have to work with the little that God has given to you now, or the large that you already have, and He'll cause it um to be greater. He'll stand
Yeah.
you before kings. Yeah. So, a lot has been said. Thank you so much, sister. God bless
Thank
you.
you for having me.
Appreciate.
Amen.
Thank you so much.
Amen. Thank you
Yes.
very much.
So don't forget to like, to share, to comment, and to subscribe below. Do you have anything you want to say before we end this session?
I am not a mommy Gio.
I even forgot to like you still remember. Okay. If you say she says she's not a mommy Jew, people of God, but I'm sure from the one you have heard, you can make your friends. Anyways, thank